Sometimes as a viewer, you just crave a film that is easy to watch, and many times we watch films we've watched before because we know the path it leads down and what surprises are in store for us. But sometimes you find those movies which are fairly predictable and follow plenty of cliches, and with Champions, I think we have another one here. With that in mind, we do have a basic plot. Woody Harrelson plays a basketball coach who lands himself into legal trouble, and to avoid prison he must serve 90 days community service where he must coach a team of players with intellectual disabilities. And first thing to say is that I think Woody Harrelson suits this role perfectly because he's shown in his career that he's able to do serious and comedic roles very well. His character Marcus has some great back and forth with the team, which are called the Friends, and that coach and team dynamic did remind me quite a bit of School of Rock, because there is a similar situation with these two films where someone's becoming an educator and they're only there based on their own self-interest, but as the time goes by and as the film goes by, they do grow an attachment to their team or their students. However, unlike School of Rock, the team here is made up of adults, and so the film does take some time to delve into some personal lives and some job lives, and I think it did well to avoid dilution by focusing on only a few of them. One of the most notable members of the team is a character called Johnny, who gets introduced as somebody who has pretty bad personal hygiene, but we do learn later down the line the reasons behind that. Because the film does touch on serious themes like drink driving, attachment, trauma, to name a few, but it is all very surface level. It's very surface level because at its core, it is a comedy. And there was a good handful of laughs in this film, but at the same time there was some humour which did not land, whether that be due to the fact it was an awkward joke or sometimes the timing was just a bit off. There is also a romance in this film between Woody Harrelson's Marcus and a character called Alex, who's played by Caitlin Olsen, and they did work well together, but this, as well as many other elements in this film, did make this film feel like it was a 90s, early 2000s sort of film you'd find in a blockbuster. For a film which includes many characters who have intellectual disabilities, I don't think it was mean-spirited, and I think it did its best not to patronise these people as well. And I think with Woody Harrelson's character, he's the one who goes through that journey from the start of the film, asking a judge, if I'm not supposed to call him by the R word, what am I supposed to call him? And she responds by saying, call them by their name. And with that, it's it does address the abuse they do receive in life, but at the same time this film does instead put a spotlight on them, and their personalities really do shine through. And it reminds me of the experience when I worked with my dad for a week at a special school. I was doing some PE lessons and received quite a bit of brutal honesty that week as well, but at the same time it was very rewarding that I got to meet these people, and they're saying to themselves, forget that my disability, I'm just here to have some fun. That's the main thing, and these people really did leave a big impact on me, and I think the same can be said with this film as well. But as I previously said, this film is full of cliches. It does follow in the same footsteps as many sport films like The Mighty Ducks, for example, and so with that it doesn't reinvent the wheel. Adding to that, it does suffer with some pacing issues, and I think the runtime being over 2 hours is an issue. I think they definitely could have cut 10 to 15 minutes here. After watching this, it will be quite interesting to see how it compares with the film it's based on, which is a 2018 Spanish film, Campeones, so I might have to go and search that one out. But in terms of Champions, it's a film which does what it says on the tin, and although there may be flaws, it will still come under that bracket of being a feel-good movie and an easy watch. With all that, I didn't even really talk about basketball, as is the case with many of these films, but let me know your favourite sports film down below, and also if you have seen Champions, let me know your thoughts on this one as well. And if you fancy another review, on screen is our video for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.